Welcome back to Cruising as Crew. My name is Lucy, and for those of you who are new to the channel, I work on board Virgin Voyages the Valiant Lady, and I work in the shops. So in this video I wanted to talk about my contract with Virgin Voyages and the changes that have been made to it due to the delay of the launch. Due to the delay of the Resilient Lady launch. So the Resilient Lady is the third ship in the Virgin Voyages fleet, and when I started my contract on the Valiant Lady in February 2022, I came here under the understanding that I would stay here until July the 10th, then I would transfer to the Resilient Lady, set that up, launch that ship in August, and then I would stay on the Resilient Lady August, September, and then like go home for my break. However, due to the delay of this launch, I will not be transferring over on July 10th to the Resilient Lady. I will be staying on the Valiant Lady and finishing my contract on here. And if I'm honest, I don't know what will happen in terms of me going to the Resilient Lady. I don't know whether I'll come back to Valiant, whether I'll go and do another contract on Scarlet, or whether I will go to Resilient, because to be honest, it's all just up in the air at the moment. And I'm not trying to think too much about it because I spent so much time and energy planning out my transfer to Resilient and figuring out how that was going to work, and then obviously that's just all gone up into flames because it's been delayed by almost a year. So I'm like, well, there's no point planning something that is completely out of my control. I think the only thing I can do now is just go with the flow, and whatever ship I go to, you know. So many of you have asked why there was such a huge delay to the launch of this ship. Well, the crew got sent out a little like Q&A, questions and answers. So for the question, like, why was the Resilient Lady delayed, the answer was due to supply chain issues. So the answer was, I'm going to read it out, there was a number of global challenges that affect the travel industry, particularly the cruise industry, including supply chain issues, crewing challenges and regional There was a number of global challenges that affect the travel industry, particularly the cruise industry, including supply chain issues, crewing challenges, and regional challenges. So this is the answer that we were given to that question. Also, we're basically going into a recession. So after going through 2020, you know, Virgin Voyages, as all companies, are still recovering from that, and now we're going into a bit of a recession, so probably not the best time to launch another ship. I think although they have not made this public, and I don't know if this is true, this is just my opinion, but I think it was smarter to concentrate on the 2 ships that they have already launched, rather than basically trying to run before they can walk. I think, you know, cruise lines don't launch ships that close together. Like Valiant Lady launched in March, and then they were going to launch another one in August of the same year. Like, that doesn't happen, especially with new companies like Virgin Voyages. It's different if Royal Caribbean did it, because they have been doing this for years. But for a brand new company to launch 2 ships that close together, that's very, very ambitious. And I think it's just smarter that they, like I said, concentrate on the 2 ships that are already out and doing well, than try and put a 3rd one in the mix just as we're going into a recession. So and then you have asked, when is the Resilient Mermaiden voyage? So that is going to be in May 2023, subject to change of course, but at the moment that is when it is scheduled for. So yeah, I may join Resilient just before May to set it up and launch that ship, or I may not. We'll just have to see what happens. Obviously Resilient is due, it's once again, it's all going to be pushed back, but it is due to do an amazing itinerary, you know, going to Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, all of that, which would just be incredible. So I would love to be on that. However, it's just too far away at the moment to make any kind of plans. And then some of you asked me, like, well, can't you still go to Resilient, because although it's not launching anytime soon, it's still a functioning ship. So yes, it is, but Resilient at the moment are down to skeleton crew, so obviously there's no passengers on board Resilient at the moment, which means that you don't need shop staff, because there's no one to sell to. You don't need bar staff, or very minimal bar staff. You don't need a lot of housekeeping staff, because there is no one vacationing on board. You need, you know, your engineers, your deck officers, the bridge team, because obviously they need to be able to keep the ship running. You can't just turn a ship off. You can't just turn a ship off and leave it. There's a lot of maintenance that needs to be done. So they're down to skeleton crew, and that does not include shop staff. So no, I won't be going to Resilient until passengers are due to go on board. And then because you guys are so amazing, you were asking me like how I feel about the fact that that's all changed. So to be honest, I'm okay. I was looking forward to transferring, because as I've mentioned in previous videos, on my first ever contract on board Royal Caribbean ships, I was doing a 9-month contract, and I got transferred from Rhapsody of the Seas to Legend of the Seas. And although at the time of being transferred I was absolutely horrified, it was actually wonderful, because I was getting really tired at that point into my contract, and being sent to a new ship just gave me a new lease of life. There was a whole new team that I got to meet. new ports, like a brand new itinerary. It just gave me a new lease of life and really energized me. So what could have been quite a sluggish end to my contract was actually really great. So, and I'm not really tired at the moment. Like I'm not so like for that reason I was looking forward to going to Resilient, because especially with the energy that surrounds a launch of a ship, you know, it's electric. I was looking forward to that. However, as you guys have seen when I came to Valiant for the first time, setting up a ship is really hard work. There's a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of deliveries, a lot of rearranging the shops, moving around. I wasn't really looking forward to that. So trying to look at the positives, you know, I get to stay on Valiant to the end of my contract, which means I don't have to pack up all of my stuff and I can just stay in my lovely cabin. I'm really enjoying the ports. All my friends are still on Valiant. So yeah, there's obviously massive pros, and I don't have to set up a whole ship for a while, which is really hard work. So there are a lot of positives to staying here. I'm having a lovely time. So to be honest, I'm not too bothered. I'm actually quite happy with the decision, and I think it's a smart decision. I think it's a lot better to wait until next year to launch Resilient than push it too soon. You know, it's better to be patient and let things happen when they're supposed to happen. And also one plus is my friend is coming to cruise, and she booked the cruise for the 10th of July. So I was a bit miffed because I was like, well, you booked the cruise for when I'm leaving, but now I'll get to see her, so that is wonderful. But yeah, so I'm feeling really good about it, really happy that I'll be staying here. Hopefully so are you guys. Happy that I'll be staying here. Hopefully you guys haven't been affected by it. You know, if you have booked a cruise on Resilient, then that will be affected, but hopefully not too much, and you'll be able to either have that cruise later on, or you'll be able to change that cruise for one on Valiant or Scarlet, something like that. But if you have been affected by it, please feel free to vent down in the comments, or if you have any questions about the Resilient launch and its extension, then let me know in the comments, or you can DM me over on Instagram at Cruising as Crew. But I would be really interested to hear like video suggestions. Yeah, if you've got anything you want to see while I'm on board, if you want a tour, if you want a tour of anything, if you want me to do an interview with a particular job title, if you want me to do an interview of a particular job on board, let me know in the comments, because you know, you guys are the ones that watch my videos, so it's great if I can make content that you actually want to see. So yeah, please leave your video suggestions, any questions or comments you have down below. And yeah, that's it for this video, but I really hope you have enjoyed it. But yeah, that's it for this video. So I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day with whatever you decide to do, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.